Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Much respect to you, Akin of Govshin, pushing the work of the Lord in true faith and sincerity, and also maybe promoting bodies as living sacrifice, and continuing to ultimately observe in the ways of the Lord in this perilous and, gruesome times, man. So today in this lesson, I'm basically going over how, basically we have to agree with dying adversaries, man. Meaning that when we, are in this situation, with the devil, Esau, or anything, man. Say for sale, you get pulled over, by the cops or something, you know. You're not supposed to be out here trying to be MLK, trying to have that Martin Luther King spirit, that Malcolm X spirit, when they snatch you up. You have to ultimately agree with them quickly, man, so you can ultimately preserve your life, man. Because I did this lesson because I got inspiration, because this is something that occurred with me today, man. I'm a brother that's still in school. So we're doing this test, we're doing a state test. So ultimately, in the morning, that test, I was basically, furious, because, through the spirit, I'm ultimately tired of this world and, going to the plantation, is annoying, bro. Seeing wicked niggas and shit, it just ultimately frustrates my spirit. But this morning, it was, I don't know if it was just demons trying to mess with me or something, that I was just furious because that usually wasn't like me. But ultimately, I'm doing something. I'm opening the test. I swear the teacher said open the test, right? And then he was like, "Oh, what you doing?" And he brought me outside, basically brought me outside and said, "Oh, if you do this again, then I'm gonna bring you to the office and all this, man." But what I did, through the spirit, even though I was frustrated, I made sure I was composed and ultimately agreed with the adversary, man. It was an Edomite too. Edomites out here are waiting to test you, man. So you gotta be out here, poised. You can't be rattled. You gotta make sure you're composed and you say the right things, man. Because at the end of the day, when we're in regular society, man, there's a time and place for everything. So we can't be out here, trying to, bring precepts at work, and at school and shit, telling Esau he's going into slavery. No, when you're in certain places, man, there's a time and place for everything. You're supposed to just agree with them, man. If they say don't do this again, then just say, okay, sir, I'm sorry. When he brought me up, I just said, I'm sorry, sir. I'm gonna proceed and to go back to the class. I went back to the class, man, because if I ended up, doing extra stuff, trying to be Martin Luther King, my ass would have probably got in trouble or some shit, man. But the spirit, went on me to just be calm, even if I was furious, to just, go back, and just not get myself in trouble, man. So ultimately it's spiritual because in the times that we're getting into, we have to ultimately, make sure we're calm and agree so we can and agree with that adversary, man. You know? So man, if you get pulled over like I said, you get in a situation like that, just be calm, do what you gotta do, bro. Don't be out here trying to, fight the police back or some shit. Acting like you can beat, the carnal man with carnality. You can't, man. The only way you can beat Esau is through spiritual power, and we don't got that yet, man. If this was our kingdom, if Yahweh Shai said, if this was my kingdom, I would fight. We don't got time to, reward evil with evil, trying to, start riots and shit and uphold against Esau. We're supposed to just be on our Clark Kent right now, man. We move in regular society, we're like almost regular people, but, we have a secret identity. So we can't expose ourselves, man. So if you're in regular society, in regular old day, man, just do what you gotta do, man. Don't be out here trying to be in the mix. Don't try to be Martin Luther King out here, man. Malcolm X. Rosa Parks ass niggas, man. Don't do that, man. Just if the person says don't do that again, just don't do it, man. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 25, and it reads, agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time that adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the office, and thou be cast into prison, man. So spiritually, that's what the teacher was gonna do to me, man. This Edomite teacher. He was gonna do that to me. He was gonna send me basically, to prison, which is, spiritually, the office, man. You know, the office, man. So basically, I just, agreed with him, man. He just said, don't do this again. I just said, okay. I could have been like, oh, Rosa Parks, oh, I didn't do nothing, bro. I'm sorry, I didn't do anything, bro. And start a whole scene, but I didn't do that, man, because ultimately, if you are secret agents, man, secret agents don't do that, man. They make sure they keep being composed and ultimately don't blow their cover, man. So in the times that we're coming into, they're gonna try to cast us to prison, but we gotta ultimately outsmart them, and just be composed, because most of the time they expect, especially Jake, they expect Jake to be emotional and start a scene. But if you're calm and composed, you catch them off guard, man, because you're ultimately different, man. You know. So at the end of the day, they're here to try you, man. If they pull you over, if they do anything, they wrongly convict you and try to, tell you or stop resisting or some shit. Just do them. Just be calm, and say the right things, man. Because ultimately, if you try to get emotional, you try to say outlandish stuff, you're gonna ultimately be cast into prison, or even worse, your life being taken away, man. So you have to agree with thine adversary quickly, man. And now let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 18 and verse 21, and it reads, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof," man. So ultimately, death and life are in the power of your tongue. So what you say, at a certain moment can imply whether you live or die, man. So this is why you ultimately have to be careful with our words, man. The Lord didn't tell us, to try to tell Esau he's going into slavery, at work, man, or at Walmart. The Lord doesn't want you to do that right now, man. There's a time and place for everything. When you mature in this truth, you start to realize that ultimately us having the truth is our secret identity, man. You ever see Batman, revealing his tactics to people when he's in the regular society? No, man. There's a time and place for everything, man. Do you see him trying to be Batman when he's Bruce Wayne? No. So we ultimately have to preserve what we say, man. Because it can, lead to death, man. Let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and verse 24, and it reads, "Put away from thee a froward mouth, and perverse lips put far from thee," man. So when it says put away thee a froward mouth, froward meaning, not easy, to deal with, man. Not easy to deal with. You got to put that, the type of, spirit off of you, man. Not easy to deal with mouth and spirit, man. Because your sayings shall be easy to, to comprehend and ultimately easy to deal with, man. You say words like, "Okay, sir, I'm sorry, sir, I won't do this again," Don't try to be all extra, trying to be Rosa Parks. "Oh, I'm not getting away from this seat." No, you're trying to make a scene and shit. Trying to be posted on World Star and Black Lives Matter. No, we don't need that, man. And preserve lips put far from thee, man. So you got to take away that perverse, language, man. Because ultimately, man, the Lord, sent us as, sheep in the midst of wolves, man. So we got to be careful what we say. We got to ultimately be composed, and say few words, man. Just say like, "Okay, sorry," all this. You don't gotta, being emotional and shit. Just be calm, bro. Because ultimately, remember, your sayings could lead life or death, man. Just because you don't want to, you're at work, you don't want to get into altercation just because you say Esau's going to slavery at work. Is that really necessary, man? No, man, that's not necessary, man. So you gotta put away that mouth that is not easy, to deal with, man. You just gotta have your mouth with few words, man. Keep it simple, man. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 16, and it reads, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as a dove," man. So the Lord is sending us as a sheep in the midst of wolves, man, meaning that we are a target, man. We are the prey. So we are the prey of this world, man. People is looking to take us down, especially these Edomites, man. They're waiting. They see that we're different. They're waiting to take us down, man. You know, and be therefore wise as a serpent. So we have to be wise. We have to make sure we're smart, man. Out here in these streets, man. We got to make sure we're smart, man. We're always ahead of the game. That's the mindset, and intellect we got to have, man. Because we're ultimately a target. So we have to move smart, man. We have to always be in our P's and Q's, man. And continue on the verse. And harmless as a dove, man. So we have to be harmless as a dove, man. People should be around us, and think, oh, we're not about, no, Salak, let me rephrase that. We should be in society. When we're in society, it should be to the point that, people don't know that we speak about the truth, man. Sometimes when we're in society, we should just look like a normal person. Obviously, our light, is going to shine and show us that we're different. But generally speaking, we should just, we're supposed to seem like normal citizens, man. You see Superman, when he's Clark Kent. Clark Kent looks like a normal citizen, man. Because that's when he's harmless as a dove, man. You see Batman, when he's Bruce Wayne, he's harmless as a dove. That's how we got to be, man. Because ultimately, we are a target. We cannot blow our cover, man. So we have to be wise, as a serpent and harmless as a dove, man. Because we are ultimately, at the end of the day, we are a target, man. And now, let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 13 and verse 3. Proverbs 13 and 3, and it reads, "He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life," man. So if you keep your mouth, man, you keep your life, man. So this is why you gotta preserve your mouth and say few words, man. Sometimes you don't gotta talk, man, because sometimes you need to stop trying to think of Martin Luther King or some shit, man. That's that. What did the Martin Luther King tactics get him? Death, man. Death. But he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction, man. So if you open your mouth out here, having a forward mouth, you're going to be destroyed, man. You're going to receive death, man. Because you're supposed to be few of words, man. A secret agent is always few of words. You don't see him talking, blah, 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 all the time, man. You got to really preserve your tongue, man. Because your tongue, man, what you say can, lead to death, if you don't say the right things at the right time, man. So that's why you got to examine yourself every day, man. And now, let's go to the book of Salak. You get one more precept. Yeah, I think I'm good. Yeah, I think I'm good, man. I think it's all the precepts, through the spirit, I used, but ultimately, man, we have to agree on the adversaries, man, because in the times that we're, going into, we're gonna be America's most wanted. People's gonna see us, so we gotta agree with the adversary, man. If they cast us, to prison, or they're about to, you get pulled over or something, just be calm. They say don't do this. Just say, okay, I won't do this. Don't be out here, trying to be Rosa Parks, trying to fight back like you're gonna do something. You cannot beat the carnal man with carnality, man. Always remember that. So just always be on your P's and Q's, because remember, we're a target, man. The Lord says he sent us as sheep in the midst of wolves, man. So we're prey, man. So you gotta be smart. When you ever see prey, prey is always smart, you know, and harmless, because they know the predator is waiting to ultimately target them, man. So we gotta be careful. of our actions and ultimately agree with thine adversary, man. You know, especially when it comes to the devil, man. Just say okay, and keep it moving, man. Keep it pushing. Don't try to, be Rosa Parks, man, because that's gonna lead to your death, man. So Shalom Akim. Lord willing ratified, man. I to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashima Oshai, Bashima Kakadash, Shalom Akim. Stay up. Death to America.